You know, from time to time, I like to address some of the more tacti-tarded misconceptions or misrepresentations about firearms on the internet that I think actually have a negative effect on people. Today, I want to talk about something that really gets my goat quite often. And that is that some people seem to have this idea, and I assume it's mostly people who don't really shoot that much, that guns don't rise. They don't have muzzle flip. There's no recoil when you shoot a gun. Because they see all their favorite tacti-gods and tacti-tards and, you know, internet professionals, they see them shooting guns and there's like boop, 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 very little recoil. And then when they can't recreate that, they feel bad. Or when they see someone else not recreate that, they think that person's doing something wrong and that they feel they should correct them when they really have no experience. Here's the reality. The only time your gun's going to go poop, 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 poop is when you're shooting what I like to call granny ammo, or whammo, wimpy ammo. It's stuff that's loaded for competition, not for self-defense. It's got very little recoil, puts out very little power, you know, equal and opposite reaction. That ammo is great for competition where you don't want your gun to flip and you want to get on target and just make it go ping, but for self-defense, it's not what you'd want. A lot of these channels will actually load ammo down to make it even weaker than regular target ammo. They get it to where it just barely cycles the slide. A lot of people do that for competition too. It looks great on camera. It makes it look like boom, boop, 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 boop. Your gun barely moves, makes you look like a pro, like a real stud that can handle that recoil. Reality is, though, if you actually go to these channels, even the people that in their intros where they're like and barely moving their gun, watch them actually test a specific ammo, not a gun, because when they're just testing a gun, they'll put whatever ammo in it they want. But when they're testing a specific ammo, like when you're watching someone test buffalo bore, etc., if they show you them shooting the gun's going to move. It's going to have some muzzle flip. That's just the reality of the gun. That's physics. Don't matter if they're big and strong, there's going to be a little bit of movement to the gun if they're shooting hot ammo. Never seen anyone hold a gun with hot ammo in it completely still. Period. Like I say, that's grammo, whammo, etc. So that notion that your gun recoiling means you're doing something wrong, it's not true. Because like I said, if you watch them, you'll see recoil. And some of them, if you're testing really hot ammo, you'll see boom. Because, you know, hot ammo is hot ammo. If you're out there shooting 500, you know, you're going to see some recoil. But just with regular self-defense rounds, you're going to see some degree of muzzle flip. That is if they're doing it right. Now, I've noticed a lot of older shooters will do this thing where they break their elbows. Like I was watching Hickok testing double tap, or not double tap, buffalo bore. And I was noticing every shot he was doing this, pulling the gun back. And I'm like, well, that's way worse than letting muzzle flip. If with muzzle flip, at least your arms are still in the position. Now you've got to get yourself completely back in position after every shot. So a little muzzle flip is nothing to be worried about. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It probably means you're shooting hot ammo. Not that super light stuff a lot of people shoot in videos just because it looks good. In fact, if you watch some videos, like I say, like Hickok, like I mentioned a minute ago, some of the videos of his, you can basically watch the bullet arc to the gong. You got to aim like a foot high because it knows it's going to be so much drop because it's so underpowered. When you see them really shoot guns, really testing a hot ammo, you'll see how guns actually move. Now, it will be different for every person. Every person is stronger or weaker, and you'll have, you know, less movement or more movement. But this whole notion that the gun's going to stay completely level and cycle as you're firing a regular ammunition, it's just not realistic. So don't feel bad. Don't think you're doing something wrong just because your gun moves. I don't know about you. I don't shoot grammo or whammo. I shoot, basically now what I shoot mostly is Minuteman ammo. And the reason I shoot it is because it's pretty much range ammo prices, but it's self-defense ammo ballistics. It's hot target ammo, basically, with hollow points, etc. So it's perfectly good self-defense ammo, but it's made at prices, and I know it's starting to sound like commercial, but I'm explaining why I choose it. In fact, what I shoot usually in my 9mm is 124 grain, moving at 100 or 1,150 feet per second, I think. Pretty fast, hot 9mm plus. So that's what I'm shooting almost every time I'm at the range. Now, a lot of people are like, that's going to reduce the life of your gun. Well, yeah, maybe my grandson won't get my gun now. But I'd rather be more accustomed to how my gun operates with self-defense ammo in it, since that's what I'm going to carry. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to do that, because a lot of people just shoot for fun, or they shoot for competition, and that grammo, whammo is perfect for that. It's also great for looking good on camera. But if you want to shoot real self-defense ammo, you're going to have a little muzzle flip. Don't worry about it. It doesn't mean you're not a stud. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. So when people ridicule you, it's probably because they have far less experience than you. Just pay attention to what you're doing. Instead of looking at that video and going, oh, the muzzle's rising, I can't possibly post that. People are going to embarrass me. Look at what you're doing. Are your arms staying in position while your hands move and getting that gun right back on target? Are your eyes staying on target? Are you flinching, looking away? Or are you actually staying focused on your target, your sights? And are you getting it back quickly after it recoils without moving your shoulders and your arms any more than you absolutely have to? That's what you need to look at. Not that your gun is staying perfectly still, because that's just not realistic. You're going to have a little movement of the gun if you're shooting hot ammo. So like I said, don't worry about it. If you're embarrassed because your gun recoils a little bit, well then, stop worrying about it. Because, like I said, that's just something the Tacti-tards like you to think that they can do when they really can't. Because guns, they recoil. If you're shooting a hot ammo, they recoil a little bit. That's just how they work.
Oops.
Go ahead. It's a lady at 46 South Road. 46 South Road.
Station 1 call, 3 tone that please.
10-4.
Captain 4 to go to that location also. This is 1-9, is that correct?
Sorry,